The Air Force has confirmed one of its planes, the United States Air Force that is, that one of its planes was in the area of a Delta plane that made evasive maneuvers last week. The pilot says he narrowly avoided a crash once on the ground, and the airline pilot apologized to passengers and explained the situation. Listen.
For those of you on the right-hand side, you probably saw the airplane kind of sort of coming at us. Nobody told us about it. Sorry about the aggressive maneuver. It caught me by surprise. This is not normal at all.
The Delta flight operated by SkyWest Airlines was traveling from Minneapolis to North Dakota. I want to bring in senior transportation correspondent Kris Van Cleave to talk more about this. So, Kris, pretty harrowing moment there for those passengers. What else are you hearing?
Well, Vlad, there were 80 people on board this regional jet, 76 passengers, 4 crew members, and the plane was descending to land. It was on its way into the Minot airport when the pilot spotted this other aircraft and took an evasive maneuver. We have learned from the Air Force that a B-52 bomber, this is a giant airplane, a B-52 bomber was doing a flyover of the North Dakota State Fair around the same time as this plane was coming into land. The state fairgrounds are in the same general area as the approach path for the Minot airport. So it does create a situation where these two planes could have been in close proximity to each other. What we don't know is how close together they were. The FAA says they are still working to gather information. The Air Force says they are looking into this incident. The Minot airport is a small airport. It is run by a company contracted with the FAA to offer air traffic control services. That may have slowed down the formal process of the FAA launching an investigation, but we expect that will happen today. The pilot was clearly caught off guard based on what you heard in that audio. You know, he said they looked out the plane. He was concerned passengers saw this B-52 basically coming at them out their window. After he made this announcement to passengers, he did receive a round of applause. SkyWest says the plane landed safely. It had been cleared on approach by the tower and then did a go-around after spotting another plane in its flight path.
Wow. Also, Kris, as you know, in Alaska Airlines, their flights are back in the skies after an IT outage. What happened there, and how are the flights being affected?
Well, yeah, so we just learned a lot more details from Alaska here in the last hour or so. They're saying this was a hardware failure in their data center, that when this machine, equipment, server, whatever it was, went down, it took out several of their key systems they used to operate the airline. This happened around 8 o'clock Pacific time Sunday night. Lasted for about 3 hours before they were able to get systems back up and running. But because they lost several key systems, they asked the FAA to order a ground stop to hold all Alaska and Horizon planes. Horizon is their regional airline. Hold them on the ground. Since Sunday night, they've seen about 150 cancellations, many of those today, and they expect the number of disruptions today to continue because last night they ended up with planes and crews out of position, so they have to reposition those planes and crews today and try to operate their schedule. So if you're flying Alaska, we may see between 50 and 100 flight cancellations there and a number of delays today as they sort of get back to normal. I think most of those will be the first half of the day. But if you're flying Alaska today, definitely check on your flight status because there may be some disruptions.
All right, that's good advice. Kris Van Cleave, my friend, thank you. Appreciate it. The former Louisville police officer convicted of violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights is set to be sentenced today. Brett Hankinson was one of the officers who took part in the deadly botched raid on Taylor's home.